This is a copyrighted screenplay that is already in progress. Hell, it's already even in its third draft. And I end up deleting a lot more stuff than sometimes is needed. The strangest draft changes I've ever done were to the main storyline. But trust me, this won't be weird, too bizarre to even watch. It'll be like freaking Alien Resurrection. You can imagine how much I want to avoid Alien Resurrection Part 2. There is one character who is transsexual. I will get on to this part. She gets beaten up by a woman who then rapes her with a metal rod. I'm not going to say what that is, but just say it's a rod. Let me just say it's a rod. Anyway, if I gave too much away, it would be pointless to see it. But since I'm always editing, I don't think it could hurt. Basically, in the screenplay, this woman is a prophet. She dreams of prophecies that in fact occur. And when they occur, the first time, she is about 13. The second time, the same year, she has prophesied since she was 13. Then her major prophecies came. And she was never the same. That happened on her 14th birthday. She had prophesied that her mother would get sick in the year 2013. Now this actually happened. I had a dream Mom would get sick, but I don't know if the second part will happen. The second part is to prophesize the death. Fortunately, she still lives a full life until the age of 72. I have seen obvious things in my head. So it's very odd that this should happen. When I was 15 at least, it was 2005, and I predicted that my mom would freaking suffer a stroke. You know what happened after that? It was a mini stroke actually, but you know what happened after that? A goddamn mini stroke. In the year 2014. I was at least 15 when I realized that this was not just a dream. It was going to happen. Well, I was at least. I didn't realize it was going to happen until I was basically thirteen. No, not 13. Until it was the 2013 year of 2013. So, it happened sometime in either December or November. It basically, I thought it spelled doom for her. But on that night that she got sick, I had decided I would try to accept it, whether it happened or not. And then I saw she would live past this, and she would be perfectly fine. She may get shakes the rest of her life, but that's basically it. That's only a small part of what happened, though. That's the small part. the sister to be played by, hopefully, Scarlett Johansson in the sequel, becomes a vampire. And this is because vampires are proven to exist, but they can walk in the daylight. They don't sparkle. That stupid bullshit. This is very similar to a revelation I had. I found a cask filled with blood. While vampires do not usually have to keep their blood in casks, it's also believed that some of them do. And the dream I had, I was going to be immortal. And a vampire. I was going to meet a vampire that could shapeshift. And he would bite me. It felt like hell at first. But then, when I woke up from the dream that I had within that dream, I realized it was not a dream. I was a vampire. He was guiding these people, or were they vampires? It was never made clear by that point. That he was truly and 100% vampire. Unlike me, in the sister's dream, she was torn by someone who was very dark and brooding and evil. She was the victim of being raped by him for the second time, because apparently when it was her turn, his turn to be sent out to attack someone, he had bitten her. And she didn't know it yet. It wouldn't happen for 128 hours. And when it happened, it would be very painful. That's the same thing that I got. But my maker, in that dream, every time I have one of those dreams, it turns out so fucking real. You may not believe all the shit I've seen, but it is real. Vampires may be real. Because a dream like that is the same type of dream that taught me that my mother would get some sort of disease. But then later, on the night that it happened, I was reassured by a dream. I was surprised. I was still at least 29. And I had been made vampire. It wasn't really mentioned in the dream, but it was safe to assume that I had been made vampire because I had not aged in all those 20 years, in almost 20 years. That had occurred, and that's why I'm writing the prophet, because something about me tells me I am a prophet, because God chose me to deliver the message that he is not what the Bible makes him out to be. In fact, no God would willingly let a child die. What happened to me when I was 11? That was divine intervention. And what happened to me back then? I got a knife to my throat. Something I never tell anyone. It was like I got slit. I felt the pain. And suddenly, the blood that was coming out of my neck went straight back in and I healed. Now you tell me that I am a liar, but you didn't suffer that. I couldn't tell anyone till now. The first moment I shook his hand, I won't say his name. I realized I was at the mercy of a child of Satan. Satan. That is why I'm writing this script. I mean, maybe I could easily have jumped it up, but you tell me that I jumped it up, the one who experienced it. Every ounce of fucking pain. Heart like I was even alive. You know what? For 5 seconds I felt like I wasn't. It was divine intervention. Like Pulp Fiction. Jules Winfield. I felt every drop of blood. I was choking. And yet, no one who I have actually told believed me, except for the one that would always believe me. The other one who would always believe me, I never told. He probably doesn't even remember. If you catch this man, I hope you fry him. I hope you fucking fry him. I was scared out of my wits. I was so goddamn scared. I thought I was dying. I even have a memory. The memory that tells me that I have always been here. I have always been here. I had looked at my mother's home. I was walking up those stairs. I might have been a ghost. Hell, I might have been as old as 40. If you don't believe this, it's your fucking opinion, man. But this is no lie. Don't let anyone harm you. The only reason I've let this video go on this long is because of my hypothesizing. Hypothesizing can be anything. People will accept the gays and the bisexuals and the transgenders, but it may take forever. If I was a vampire, I would give life to everyone in my community who wanted it. Or why not? Leah so she calls herself Marlioa Leah on Facebook, but I think her name's Leah Frost. Jess Robinson, if you wanted to live forever, after I am torn, if this is nothing but bullshit, then why else would I have had the dream? Basically, the same way other prophets have been said to have it. I'm a prophet. You know, it doesn't take a genius to believe this. I don't believe it being scientifically impossible, because I've seen it all. I had the thoughts in my head that this was it when I got my throat slashed. Then he rewound time. I asked him in the saddest, scaredest voice I have ever had, please, please, let me live. I felt everything that happened. It was like a Groundhog's Day moment. This is just a mind fuck. If you still need convincing, maybe I should do it in my guy voice. those may be the only things that kept me alive. There still wasn't a warning for Amber's event. And my shared event with her. Even now, I have these dreams. They just keep on getting more prevalent. They're so real. They're completely weird, but so real. No matter how many times I have these dreams, I can't get it out of my head that I'm gonna live a long time. It's just all this pain will have meaning someday. And I am waiting for that day. I know, kind of weird that I would play this song. Kind of weird that I played this song, I know. But I just thought I want an exit song from myself. Even if what I say is completely serious. So let's just continue it.
From a wide open tree, people sitting on porches, thinking how they used to be. Dark night, it's a dark night. It's a dark night. from you to me.